All right, let's talk about the unsung hero of your computer. The hidden force that makes everything on your screen look so good. We're talking about the magic behind every gorgeous graphic and every super smooth animation. We are talking about VRAM. I mean, have you ever just stopped and stared at the insane detail in a new video game? Or maybe you've edited 4K video and it just works without stuttering or crashing? Well, if you have, then you've seen what VRAM can do. It's the secret ingredient that makes all of that high-end visual stuff possible. So here's the game plan for today. We're gonna peek behind the pixels, get a straight-up definition of VRAM, and then figure out why it's such a game changer. After that, we'll take a quick tour of the different types and wrap it all up with the one thing you absolutely need to remember. Sound good? Let's get into it. Okay, first things first. Let's pull back the curtain and get right behind the pixels. Every time a game or a movie just blows you away with its visuals, there's a specific piece of hardware doing the heavy lifting, and we're about to put it in the spotlight. And yep, you guessed it, that secret ingredient is VRAM. So what is it really? Well, probably the best way to think about it is like this. VRAM is your graphics card's own personal, super fast workbench. It's where all the visual magic happens. So the technical term is Video Random Access Memory. It's a special kind of memory that lives right there on your graphics card. Its only job, its entire reason for existing, is to hold all the graphics data. We're talking textures, 3D models, images, you name it, everything that needs to be ready to go in a fraction of a second. Now, to really get this, let's compare it to the regular RAM in your computer. Your system RAM? Think of that as a giant public warehouse. The main processor, the CPU, and everything else throws all kinds of stuff in there. But VRAM is a private high-tech workshop that only the graphics processor, the GPU, has the keys to. This exclusive high-speed access is exactly why it's so incredibly good at what it does. So we know VRAM is this special workbench for the GPU, but why is that such a big deal? Let's dig into how this one component can literally be the difference between a laggy, stuttering mess and a perfectly flawless, beautiful experience. Well, what happens when you don't have enough VRAM is not pretty. This quote nails it. When your GPU's workbench is too small for all the stuff it needs to build, everything just grinds to a halt. You get those awful, choppy frame rates where the screen stutters instead of moving smoothly. And you'll see those ugly, blurry textures pop in late, making the whole world look muddy. It's a classic performance bottleneck. But on the flip side, when you have enough VRAM, that's when you unlock the good stuff. We're talking about that smooth, high frame rate gameplay that just feels amazing. It lets the GPU load all those gorgeous high-res textures that make game worlds feel completely real. Honestly, it's the difference between playing on medium settings and just barely getting by versus cranking everything to ultra and getting that silky, smooth experience. So the bottom line is simple. More VRAM directly means a better visual experience, period. But you know, it's not just about how much VRAM you have. What's the secret sauce? What is it in its design that makes it so much faster and more powerful for graphics than just regular old system RAM? It really comes down to three key things. First, high bandwidth. You can think of this as a massive 16-lane superhighway built only for graphics data. It lets enormous amounts of info move instantly. Second is parallel access. VRAM can handle tons of different graphics jobs all at the same time. And finally, it's specialized architecture. VRAM wasn't built to do everything. It was custom built from the ground up for one job and one job only, making things look beautiful. Okay, so now that we know what makes it tick, let's do a really quick tour of the different kinds of VRAM out there. This is basically a story of non-stop evolution, always racing to keep up with our hunger for better and better graphics. The family tree has a few old branches, like SRAM and RDRAM. But honestly, the two main players you need to know about today are GDDR and HBM. They're the ones that really matter right now. So first up is GDDR. That stands for Graphics Double Data Rate. This is the absolute workhorse. It's what you'll find in the huge majority of graphics cards on the market, and it strikes a fantastic balance between great performance and a reasonable price. You'll see different versions like GDDR5 and the newer, faster GDDR6. And then you have the heavyweight champion, HBM, or high bandwidth memory. This is the really high-end stuff you find in the most powerful graphics cards. Now, instead of spreading memory chips out flat, HBM stacks them on top of each other, like a skyscraper. And because the data has a much shorter distance to travel, you get absolutely incredible speeds and it uses less power. It's the top shelf choice, for sure. Okay, we have covered a lot, so let's bring it all home and boil it down to the most important part. Why does any of this tech speak actually matter to you when you're looking for a new computer? Here's the number one thing I want you to walk away with. VRAM is not just some random spec on a list. It is the most direct link there is to the quality and smoothness of what you see on your screen. Think of it like this. A fast CPU makes your computer think faster, but more and faster VRAM makes your computer see better. It's the component that's literally painting the picture for your eyes. So, how do you choose? Well, this little chart makes it easy. For just regular 1080p gaming or watching movies, a card with a decent amount of GDDR VRAM is going to be great. But if you're stepping up to 4K gaming or virtual reality, you really need to prioritize getting more VRAM and faster GDDR. And for the pros out there, the content creators, well, you need a whole lot of it, either top-of-the-line GDDR or even HBM to keep your workflow smooth. So I'll just leave you with this one question. The next time you're shopping for a new laptop or a new graphics card and you're looking at that spec sheet, are you going to look past the usual suspects like the processor and make sure you check the VRAM? Because now you know that's one of the most important keys to unlocking your computer's real visual power. Thanks for tuning in.